Payback is a divine principle woven into the very fabric of creation. It is not just an act of reciprocity, but a manifestation of justice that originates from God's unchanging nature. When we examine the course of life, we often see seasons of toil, pain, and sacrifice. These moments are not without purpose, for the Lord sees and records every action, every intention, and every injustice. The season of payback is not driven by human emotions or desires for revenge. Instead, it is the divine orchestration of restoration, recompense, and fulfillment. This season is marked by the outpouring of God's justice and mercy in ways that confound human understanding. It reminds us that nothing we endure or give in His name goes unnoticed. Many of us have labored in silence, carrying burdens that no one else could see. We have endured betrayal, loss, and challenges that seemed insurmountable. Yet, in the economy of God, these sacrifices are investments. He is not unjust to forget your work and the love you have shown. The seeds you have sown in tears will yield a harvest of joy. In this season of payback, God's timing is impeccable. While it may seem delayed from a human perspective, it is always perfect. This is the time when hidden efforts are rewarded openly and the faithful are lifted from obscurity to prominence. The process leading to this season often refines our character and deepens our reliance on God. The waiting period is not a waste, but a crucial phase of preparation for what is to come. Sometimes the pain we endure makes us question if God truly sees. Doubt whispers in moments of despair, suggesting that our prayers are unheard and our faith is in vain. But the word reminds us that the eyes of the Lord are upon the righteous and His ears are attentive to their cries. He watches over us with unwavering faithfulness, and He is the ultimate arbiter of justice. Payback from God does not come as mere compensation, but as restoration, multiplied and overflowing. It is not about getting even, it is about receiving more than what was lost. It is about stepping into a season where His blessings overtake us and His promises manifest beyond measure. The season of payback is not solely about material blessings. It encompasses peace, joy, and spiritual growth. It is a time when God vindicates His children, silences the accusers, and prepares a table for them in the presence of their enemies. This is a divine principle seen throughout the scriptures. Joseph, sold into slavery and wrongfully imprisoned, rose to become the prime minister of Egypt. His journey was marked by hardship, but his reward was both timely and transformative. God's payback turned his pain into purpose and his suffering into salvation for many. In this season, there is also a call to remain humble and aligned with God's purposes. As blessings flow, it is easy to become complacent or prideful. Yet the true purpose of payback is to glorify God and advance His kingdom. We are blessed to be a blessing, to testify of His goodness, and to encourage others to trust in Him. This season is not about proving our worth, but about acknowledging His sovereignty and grace. Our focus must remain on Him, for He is the source of all good things. The world may have its own ideas of payback, often tainted with vengeance and bitterness, but God's way is higher and purer. His justice is restorative, not destructive. He does not repay evil for evil, but overcomes evil with good. In this season, we must resist the temptation to harbor unforgiveness or seek our own retribution. Instead, we are called to walk in love, trusting that He will handle all things in His perfect way. This trust requires faith and surrender, recognizing that His ways are beyond our comprehension. The journey to the season of payback often feels like a wilderness. It is a place where resources seem scarce and the path forward is unclear. But it is in the wilderness that God reveals His provision and power. He sustains us with manna from heaven and water from the rock. He teaches us to depend on Him completely and prepares us for the abundance that lies ahead. When the season of payback arrives, it is unmistakable. The doors that were once closed are flung open. The opportunities that seemed impossible become realities. The relationships that were broken are mended or replaced with better ones. This is the evidence of God's hand at work. In this season, patience is vindicated. The world often mocks those who wait on God, perceiving them as idle or foolish. Yet the wait is a testament to faith, and faith is never without reward. God honors those who trust Him even when circumstances suggest otherwise. The payback comes not just as an answer to prayers, but as an overflow that surpasses expectations. This is the God we serve, one who does exceedingly abundantly above all that we could ask or think. He does not give sparingly, and his generosity reflects his nature. He is the ultimate giver, and his payback reveals his heart for his people. When the season of payback begins, it disrupts the plans of the enemy. Those who plotted your downfall, those who rejoiced in your struggles, and those who doubted God's faithfulness will see his hand move unmistakably in your life. It is not about seeking their humiliation, but about glorifying God as the lifter of your head. He prepares a table before you in the presence of your enemies, not out of spite, but as a testimony to his faithfulness and power. This is the God who turns mourning into dancing, who replaces ashes with beauty, and who makes all things new. It is important to recognize that payback often comes in unexpected ways. Sometimes it does not look like what we anticipated. We may expect a specific outcome, but God's plans are always better. His wisdom ensures that what we receive aligns perfectly with his purpose for our lives. Payback is not about indulging our desires, but about fulfilling his will. This requires discernment and gratitude. We must remain sensitive to his leading, open to his guidance, and thankful for his blessings, even when they differ from our own expectations. As this season unfolds, it becomes evident that God's timing is impeccable. The delays we experience were not denials but divine alignments. He orchestrates every detail with precision, ensuring that we are in the right place at the right time. The people we meet, the opportunities we encounter, and the doors that open are all part of his master plan. He is the God of perfect timing, and his payback is a reminder that he is always in control. The frustration of waiting is replaced with the joy of fulfillment, and the pain of the past becomes a testimony of his goodness. In this season, God also exposes the true intentions of those around us. The people who stood by us in the wilderness are often the ones who will celebrate with us in the promised land. Conversely, those who sought to exploit or hinder us may be revealed for who they truly are. Payback from God is not only about rewards, but also about clarity. It brings understanding and peace, allowing us to navigate relationships with wisdom. This discernment is a gift that helps us steward the blessings we receive in this season. The season of payback is a time of renewal. The trials we endured may have left scars, but God heals and restores us completely. He does not merely patch up our wounds, he makes us whole. This restoration is both internal and external. It includes physical healing, emotional renewal, and spiritual growth. It is a reminder that God cares for every aspect of our being. He is the God who restores the years that the locusts have eaten, who replenishes what was lost, and who makes us better than we were before. This is a season of multiplication. The blessings we receive are not just for us, but for others. God's payback equips us to bless those around us, to sow into his kingdom, and to make a difference in the lives of others. It is a season of overflow, where his goodness spills over into every area of our lives. This multiplication reflects his nature as a God of abundance. He does not give just enough, he gives more than enough so that we can be conduits of his blessings to the world. The season of payback from God often serves as a profound reminder of his sovereignty. It highlights the truth that nothing escapes his notice, and no act of faithfulness, no deed of kindness, and no moment of sacrifice is ever in vain. He is the God who keeps a record of all things, and his rewards are not limited by human constraints. While people may forget or overlook your contributions, God's memory is perfect. He sees what is done in secret and rewards openly. This should fill us with confidence and assurance that even in moments when recognition feels distant, God is working behind the scenes on our behalf. In this season, one of the most transformative aspects is the restoration of hope. Life's challenges have a way of dimming our vision and causing us to doubt the promises of God. But when payback comes, it reignites the flame of hope within us. It serves as a reminder that his promises are yes and amen, and that his word will not return void. It achieves all that he has spoken over our lives. This renewed hope becomes a driving force, empowering us to dream again, to believe again, and to pursue the purposes of God with fresh vigor. The season of payback also demonstrates the justice of God. While his mercy is limitless, his justice is equally perfect. For those who have been wronged, mistreated, or overlooked, this is a season where God steps in to balance the scales. His justice is not about vengeance, but about righteousness. It is about setting things right and ensuring that his children experience the fullness of his love and protection. When God intervenes, he not only defends, but also elevates. He vindicates in ways that are undeniable, leaving no room for doubt about his involvement. It is crucial to approach this season with a heart of gratitude. Payback from God is not something we earn, it is a gift of his grace. It is a manifestation of his love and faithfulness. Gratitude keeps us grounded and reminds us of the source of every blessing. It protects us from pride and helps us to remain focused on his goodness. As we give thanks, we open the door for even greater blessings. Gratitude is a powerful force that multiplies what we have and aligns our hearts with his purposes. In this season, God often uses our lives as testimonies of his greatness. The blessings we receive are not just for our benefit, but also to inspire others to trust in him. When people see the transformation in our lives, it becomes a testament to his power and faithfulness. Our story becomes a beacon of hope for others, encouraging them to hold on and believe that God is able to do the impossible. This is one of the most beautiful aspects of the season of payback. It draws people closer to him and brings glory to his name. The journey leading to this season may have been marked by moments of isolation and doubt. Yet these moments were not wasted. They were opportunities for growth, refinement, and preparation. God often does his deepest work in us during the most challenging times. He molds our character, strengthens our faith, and teaches us to rely on him completely. When the season of payback arrives, it becomes clear that the process was necessary. It was not meant to break us, but to build us into vessels that can carry the weight of his blessings. This season also brings a deeper awareness of his timing. God's delays are not denials, they are purposeful pauses designed to align us with his perfect will. The waiting period is often where we learn the most about his character and our own. It is where we discover that he is faithful, even when we do not understand his ways. When the appointed time comes, everything falls into place with such precision that it leaves no doubt about his involvement. This is the beauty of his timing. It is always perfect, always intentional, and always for our good. As this season unfolds, it also brings a sense of fulfillment that cannot be fabricated by human effort. The blessings of God carry a weight of authenticity that transcends material gain. They touch every dimension of life: spiritual, emotional, relational, and even physical. God's payback often addresses the silent cries of our hearts, the unspoken prayers, and the deepest longings that we may not have even fully understood ourselves. He is the God who knows us intimately, and his blessings reflect his profound understanding of our needs and desires. This is a season where doors that were once closed begin to open. Opportunities that seemed unattainable suddenly become accessible, not because of our own merit, but because of his favor. Favor is a hallmark of God's payback, and it places us in positions we could never have reached on our own. It is not about competition or striving, it is about divine positioning. God's favor bypasses human protocols and accelerates progress in ways that leave others in awe. This favor is a reminder that when God is for us, no one can stand against us. Payback from God also includes a recalibration of our identity. The trials we face can sometimes distort how we see ourselves. We may begin to define ourselves by our struggles, failures, or shortcomings. But in this season, God restores the truth of who we are in him. He reminds us that we are his beloved children, fearfully and wonderfully made, called for a purpose, and destined for greatness. This restored identity equips us to walk in boldness and confidence, knowing that we are secure in his love and anchored in his promises. As God moves in this season, it becomes evident that his blessings are accompanied by responsibility. Payback is not merely for personal enjoyment, but for kingdom advancement. The resources, influence, and opportunities we receive are tools for fulfilling his mission on earth. This is a call to stewardship, a reminder that everything we have ultimately belongs to him. Stewardship requires wisdom, humility, and a heart that seeks to honor him in all things. As we align our actions with his purposes, we find that his blessings continue to flow abundantly. This is also a season of reconciliation. Relationships that were strained or broken may be restored through his divine intervention. God's payback often involves healing the wounds that have divided us from others. He works in the hearts of people, bringing about forgiveness, understanding, and unity. This reconciliation is not limited to human relationships, it also extends to our relationship with him. He draws us closer to himself, reminding us of his unfailing love and inviting us into deeper intimacy with him. The process of payback often includes moments of overwhelming joy. These moments serve as a stark contrast to the pain and struggles of the past. They are reminders of his ability to turn mourning into dancing and sorrow into joy. This joy is not fleeting, it is rooted in the assurance of his faithfulness. It becomes a source of strength, empowering us to face future challenges with resilience and hope. Joy is a gift that accompanies his blessings, and it is a reflection of his desire for us to live abundantly. In this season, God often exceeds our expectations. His payback is never limited by human standards or imagination. He does more than we could ask, think, or imagine because he is a God of abundance. This abundance is not just about material wealth. It encompasses peace, love, wisdom, and every good thing. His blessings overflow, touching every aspect of our lives and extending to those around us. This overflow is a testament to his nature as a generous and loving Father who delights in blessing his children. This season reveals that God's payback often carries a redemptive purpose. He uses the very areas of our lives where we experience the greatest pain to bring about the most profound blessings. What was meant to harm us becomes the foundation for his glory to shine through. This divine reversal is a hallmark of his power and sovereignty. He does not allow the enemy to have the final say. Instead, he takes the broken pieces of our lives and crafts them into something beautiful. This redemption becomes a testimony, proving that nothing is wasted in God's hands. The blessings of this season come with a profound sense of peace. This peace surpasses understanding and is not dependent on external circumstances. It is a gift from God, a reassurance that we are in the center of his will. The peace of God is a fortress that guards our hearts and minds, enabling us to navigate life's complexities with calmness and confidence. It is a peace that silences fears, calms anxieties, and anchors us in the truth of his promises. This peace is both a gift and a sign of his presence. As God's payback manifests, it often silences critics and confounds skeptics. Those who doubted God's work in your life are left speechless as they witness his faithfulness. This is not about proving anyone wrong. It is about glorifying God and showcasing his power. The testimony of your life becomes a declaration of his sovereignty, drawing others to him. It becomes clear that his hand is upon you, and no one can deny the evidence of his goodness. This is the ultimate vindication, not in human terms, but in the revelation of his divine purpose. In this season, it becomes apparent that God's payback is generational. The blessings we receive are not confined to us, they extend to our families and future generations. He is the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, a God who establishes covenants that endure. The decisions we make, the faith we demonstrate, and the obedience we show in this season lay the groundwork for blessings that will impact generations to come. This generational impact is a reminder of his faithfulness and his desire for us to leave a legacy of faith. God's payback also transforms our perspective. It shifts our focus from what we lack to what we have, from what we've lost to what we've gained, and from earthly challenges to heavenly promises. This perspective change enables us to see his hand in every detail of our lives. It helps us to recognize his provision, even in the small things, and to celebrate his goodness in every season. This transformed perspective is a gift that allows us to walk in gratitude, faith, and unwavering trust in his plan. As this season unfolds, it is accompanied by a sense of acceleration. What once seemed to move slowly now happens swiftly. Delayed dreams, deferred hopes, and prolonged struggles suddenly give way to breakthroughs that occur with divine speed. This acceleration is a sign of his favor, a reminder that when he moves, nothing can hinder his plans. The pace of his blessings often leaves us in awe, highlighting the truth that his ways are higher than ours. It is a reminder that he operates on a different timeline, one that is always always perfect. This is also a season where faith is rewarded openly. The seeds of faith that were sown in tears are now harvested with joy. God honors those who trust Him, even when the evidence suggests otherwise. This public reward is not about recognition, but about glorifying Him as the author and finisher of our faith. It is a testimony to the power of belief and the fulfillment of His promises. This reward encourages others to trust in Him, knowing that He is faithful to His word. In this season, God's payback also brings clarity. Many of the struggles and trials you face begin to make sense as you see how God used them to prepare you for this moment. The lessons learned in the valley become tools for victory on the mountaintop. The pain endured becomes the platform for purpose. God's plan is often revealed in hindsight, and this season allows you to look back and marvel at His wisdom. The seemingly random pieces of your life come together to form a picture of divine orchestration that only He could design. The blessings of payback are often layered with opportunities for growth. While the rewards may appear tangible, the deeper value lies in the spiritual and emotional maturity they bring. God uses this season to refine our character, align our priorities, and deepen our relationship with Him. Each blessing is an invitation to trust Him more, to lean into His word, and to walk in obedience. These opportunities for growth ensure that we do not just receive His blessings, but also steward them well, using them to fulfill His greater purpose in our lives. This is a season where the voice of God becomes unmistakably clear. Amid the blessings, His guidance becomes a constant presence, leading you step by step. He opens your ears to hear His instructions and softens your heart to respond with obedience. This clarity of His voice is both comforting and empowering, giving you the confidence to move forward without hesitation. His words become a lamp to your feet and a light to your path, ensuring that every decision you make is aligned with His will. As God's payback unfolds, it reveals His unmatched ability to restore what was lost. Relationships, opportunities, and even time are redeemed in ways that defy logic. He is the God who restores the years the locusts have eaten, bringing beauty from ashes and joy from mourning. This restoration is not just a return to what was, but an elevation to something even greater. It is a reminder that nothing is beyond His power to renew, and no loss is too great for Him to redeem. His restoration is always complete, leaving no area of your life untouched. God's payback also exposes the enemy's lies. The struggles you face may have been accompanied by whispers of doubt, fear, and discouragement. But as His blessings pour into your life, the truth of His promises shines brighter than ever. The lies that sought to undermine your faith are silenced by the evidence of His goodness. This exposure not only strengthens your faith, but also equips you to stand firm in future battles. You come to understand that the enemy's tactics are no match for God's power, and that His truth always prevails. This season also brings unexpected connections. God orchestrates divine appointments, placing people in your life who align with His plans and purposes. These connections often come at just the right time, providing support, wisdom, and opportunities that propel you forward. They are a testament to His ability to work through others to accomplish His will. These relationships become a source of encouragement and strength, reminding you that you are not walking this journey alone. God's provision extends to every area of your life, including the people He places around you. The season of payback is marked by an overwhelming sense of gratitude. As you reflect on all that God has done, your heart overflows with thankfulness. This gratitude is not just a response to His blessings, but also a recognition of His character. It is an acknowledgement that He is good, faithful, and loving in every season. Gratitude becomes a lifestyle, shaping the way you see the world and interact with others. It opens your eyes to the countless ways He has been present in your life, even during the hardest times. This season of God's payback brings an undeniable shift in your spirit. You begin to walk with a new confidence, not born of arrogance, but of divine assurance. This confidence is rooted in the knowledge that God is with you, for you, and ahead of you, orchestrating every step of your journey. It is a quiet strength that enables you to face challenges without fear, knowing that victory is already secured. This confidence becomes a testimony of God's faithfulness and inspires those around you to trust Him more deeply. In this season, you will find that prayers once whispered in desperation are answered in ways that exceed your expectations. God demonstrates that He hears every cry, sees every tear, and responds to every act of faith. His answers are not always what we expect, but they are always what we need. He reminds us that His timing is perfect, His plans are flawless, and His love is boundless. This realization deepens your trust in Him, knowing that He is always working for your good, even when the process feels uncertain. God's payback often brings a restoration of joy. This joy is not merely an emotion, but a profound sense of contentment and delight in His presence. It is a joy that comes from knowing that He is in control, that His promises are true, and that His plans are good. This joy becomes your strength, enabling you to face each day with hope and expectation. It is a reminder that God's blessings are not just about material provision, but about the fullness of life that comes from walking in relationship with Him. As God's blessings unfold, you will notice that they often come with divine strategies. He provides wisdom and insight to navigate the opportunities He places before you. This wisdom is a gift that empowers you to make decisions that honor Him and align with His will. It becomes a compass that guides you through uncharted territory, ensuring that every step you take is purposeful and productive. This divine strategy is a reminder that God's payback is not just about provision, but also about preparation for greater things to come. This is a season where the glory of God becomes evident in your life. His hand is so clearly upon you that it becomes impossible for others to ignore. This glory is not about drawing attention to yourself, but about reflecting His greatness. It is a testimony that points others to Him, showing that He is the source of every good and perfect gift. As His glory shines through you, it draws people closer to Him, creating opportunities for His love and truth to be shared. God's payback also includes a breaking of limitations. Barriers that once held you back are removed, and obstacles that seemed insurmountable are overcome. He opens doors that no one can shut and creates pathways where there were none. This breaking of limitations is a demonstration of His power and a reminder that nothing is impossible for Him. It is a call to dream bigger, believe deeper, and trust that He is able to do exceedingly abundantly more than you could ever ask or imagine. In this season, you will experience an expansion of your influence. God enlarges your territory, giving you opportunities to impact the lives of others in meaningful ways. This influence is not about personal gain, but about advancing His kingdom. It is a responsibility to use your platform, resources, and gifts to serve others and bring glory to Him. This expansion is a testament to His trust in you and a reminder that with great blessings come great responsibilities. God's payback often reveals His sense of timing. He shows that every delay, detour, and disappointment had a purpose. He demonstrates that His timing is never late, but always perfectly aligned with His plans. This revelation brings peace, knowing that He is in control and that His ways are higher than ours. It is a reminder to trust Him, even when the journey feels uncertain, and to rest in the assurance that His plans for you are good.